and welcome to another fun-filled episode of the Maddfuzzy Podcast. As always, I am your sock-obsessed host, Marta, and I'm coming to you from a beautiful day in Maine. If you're new to the podcast, hi, welcome. It's nice to meet you. This podcast is all about my knitting life, as well as some spinning sometimes, a bit about my hand-dyed yarn company, Maddfuzzy. And today, for the first time in a long time, I actually have a little homestead and crafts for you. So check that out. There's a lot of fun things in store. If you are interested in joining our Ravelry group, we do have a Ravelry group. It's the Maddfuzzy Podcast group. If you're interested in following Maddfuzzy Yarns on Instagram, we are at Maddfuzzy. And if you ever feel like saying hi and emailing me, you can at maddfuzzy@gmail.com. Yeah, if you're interested in any of the Maddfuzzy yarns that I show you in the episode, I am going to do a little segment on what's going into my Etsy shop. I've got a bunch of new bases I dyed up, as well as some new colors, and colors on a range of bases, which is pretty exciting. You can check that out, Maddfuzzy on Etsy. And if you want a quick and easy way to get to any of those things, there are links down in the description bar. That's where I post all my show notes. So if you're ever interested in anything I talk about, there should be links and project notes and everything you need down in the description bar. And while you're down there, feel free to leave a comment. I love when you guys comment. I try to get back to every single one of you and write a reply. I try to rarely click the heart button unless I'm completely overwhelmed. So thank you. And of course, thank you so much for your words of support. A few episodes ago, I talked about a little bit of my personal life, and you guys were so sweet and so wonderful and took the time to write heartfelt and meaningful comments. So thank you, thank you, thank you. The comments make it so worthwhile. I love that I get to chat with you. And some of you, I've seen your names on my YouTube for so long. I hope someday we can meet in person. There's a few of you that have really, just been so supportive and so wonderful. And someday I hope to meet you. You guys are great. So thanks for the comments. If you also want to go ahead and do a thumbs up and subscribe, tell your friends to subscribe, that would be wonderful. So thank you. I have a couple works in progress. I have some finished objects. I've got some acquisitions. And I also went ahead and gave a little facelift to the podcast. I had kind of a lame background the last couple of times. So I went ahead and put up my suitcases. These are actually what I use for my yarn display. When I do pop-ups or events or anything, I actually have all the yarn in these suitcases and they open up, and that is my display. So if you ever seen me in the wild at an event, you recognize these suitcases. If you're like an old school viewer, you'll recognize these as well. I finally hung up my memory sock garland. Well, I hung up some of the memory socks. They're on a cute little chain of LED lights back here, but I thought I'd give my backdrop a little zhuzhing. I'm not sure it's going to be what I'm going to keep, but it is definitely better than what it was. So enjoy. Something prettier to look at than whatever was behind me before. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in because I have so much to talk to you about, as well as new yarn and that homestead and craft that I have in the middle, which, spoiler, is pickled fiddleheads. Yes, I haven't done that in so long, but I have a little segment on pickled fiddleheads for you. So I'm going to jump right in. If you ever do have any questions, feel free to comment below. But I'm going to start off with my first finished object, which is a pair of socks. I finished these Opal socks. I had one of them fairly done. I think I might even had one completely done, and I was working on the other one. They are really high. I really love high socks. My reasoning behind having really, really long socks is that I like to be able to hold on to the top of it when I pull off my boots so they don't get eaten. I also, thanks to a viewer, started doing a longer flap so that they stay on better. So that's that. And I do have a second one, and those are finished. And those will go in my box of socks, bringing my box of socks count, I believe, up to 3 pairs for the year. Not too bad. My next finished object is a fun one. This is out of my yarn, Maddfuzzy. It is the new Wearever base, which is a sport weight East Frisian and nylon. It is plump, it is gorgeous, and of course I am going to screw up my hair doing this, but I think you want to see it on. It's a super slouchy hat. So the pattern is the slouchy hat, and the link is down below. And it's got this fun rolled brim. And this is in my chain colorway. Man, that looks pretty good on me, but it's got a nice bit of room in the back. It's a big, big slouch. I played serious yarn chicken. I think I had like this much left after I sewed it up and whatnot. But it's a big hat. Here, I'll take this off. Not bad. Not bad. I used enough gel in my hair to hold it in place, so it should be good. As you can see, like, I don't know. It's a big thing. I was doing stockinette for what felt like forever, and I was using really small, like, the needles themselves were small as well as the circumference, so it just sort of cramped up my hand. I felt like I was knitting on this for a small eternity because look at how huge it is. There's next to my face. I mean, it's got a lot of ribbing, a lot of it, but I love the chain as far as a colorway. I think it's my absolute favorite color I dye. I am looking to get more of the pink that I use for the base of it before I speckle, and then I can dye more of it, but that's why it's not in the shop at the moment, because I need to buy new dyes. So, yeah, that's my finished object. Very excited. That's ready for this winter. As far as works in progress go, some whips. I have, let's see here. Because I finished those last Opal socks and I had ordered so many balls from an Etsy shop, I just said, why don't we just cast on another one? So I cast on another Opal sock. I'm on the first sock here. I turned the heel last night. I went out to my friend Ashley's house and we had like a little barbecue in her front yard and ate big old steaks. And I got this heel turned and I've been cruising on the foot. I'd say I will have that done. By the end of today, I'm going to go sit out in my front yard. It is gorgeous outside. It's like summer weather finally hit Maine. Yesterday was almost 70. Actually, I think it was almost 80. It was so pretty. I had shorts on and I was sitting out. Oh, but it's a little cooler today. I'd say mid-60s. But the sun is out. There's a breeze, so there'll be no black flies. So I'm going to pull out a blanket and go sit in my front yard and hit on this. Hopefully get it done. Because it's too pretty to be inside. It is really too pretty to be inside. So there's that. The next thing I am working on is another sock. This yarn, I bought it so long ago. And I believe I cast something on and it didn't work. I mean, it was like brand new sock knitter. That's how old this is. But I was cleaning up my apartment and I found this ball. It's actually 2 balls because I had so much trouble winding it. I have the ball attached and I have this other one because I had to break the yarn and wind it separately. I remember that. And I was so put off by this yarn after this horrible caking experience that I just never did anything with it. So I finally did cast it on because I found it in one of my baskets as I was cleaning up. And this is so much fun. Look at how it changes direction and starts spiraling the other way. I'm enjoying it. I wish I could remember what the name of it is. I think it's some kind of a Japanese sounding name. I've long since lost the tag, but that's fun. If you know, I think Quarrelsome Rhinoceros Stitches, if you're still out there and watching this, you made socks out of this too. Do you remember what it's called? If you do, please comment below. I have no idea. But I am loving knitting on this. It's just a soft merino yarn, something to go round and round on. I had gone on to Ravelry and looked through a bunch of patterns. I was like, I'm going to do a pattern sock with that. I want to switch it up for my viewers, give them something besides vanilla. And I was watching Grey's Anatomy, which I am becoming thoroughly addicted to. It's Dr. Drama. And I got to the end of the ribbing and just went straight into stockinette. So I guess my next sock will be a pattern sock, the pattern I found. Because this one clearly is not. Oh my goodness, Kitten is freaking out. I talked last episode about my rented cats. And I tried to record this episode again. I was like, I'm going to try her again. I'm going to let her in and see what up. Yeah, she was freaking out. Just like anything and everything on the floor that had been there for days is now the most interesting things in the world. So I put her out in the hallway and put something in front of the door, and she is not happy. She is not happy at all. She's clawing like her little paws going underneath the door. I didn't know I was so popular. I mean, I kind of am flattered that this cat wants into my apartment so bad, but at the same time, she is the biggest distraction ever. The biggest. So, yeah. And actually, my last work in progress, it's kind of funny, because I have finished the sleeves for my wilderness sweater. So there's 2 sleeves, and now all I have to do is get my body together and stick these sleeves on the side of it and start in that yoke. And that is really what I have been stopping me. I mean, I don't want to read colorwork charts right now. And with the 2 balls, I'm holding Lettlopi double for the color, and then Reynolds Lopi is the main color. So when I have the yoke going, I'm going to have all these balls of yarn, just like 6 balls of yarn just bouncing around. I've not been in the mood. I really just have wanted to knit stocking net socks in the sun. I just want to sit in the sun, drink a beer, knit on socks. That's all I got going. So that's kind of been languishing this week. I did finish that sleeve, but I just haven't taken the plunge into doing the body. Maybe soon. Maybe I'll cast on another sock. I'm obsessed. What can I say? So that is the end of my knitting. Not a whole lot, but actually a bit of progress. Not bad. I got one small acquisition, and I'll show you that. And then I will show you the yarn that's going in my shop, and then we'll go into the homestead and craft section. So I was just driving somewhere. I was like sitting in the passenger seat, and I was thinking about Christmas and Christmas knitting. I know, I feel blasphemous saying this. It's like the sunniest, most gorgeous day of the year, and here I am thinking about Christmas. Yeah. But I was thinking about Christmas knitting and what I was going to make people for Christmas. And then I thought, I have a little bit of disposable income at the moment. I should check out Knit Picks Felici and see what styles they've got. So I went on to Knit Picks website, and they had their Felici on sale, actually, for like $4.95 a ball. And they come in 50-gram balls, so I bought 2. And what I'm going to do with each color is I'm going to do a toe-up sock, and I'm going to knit the whole ball. So they're going to be pretty long, but I think people will like it. And that also means I can increase for like the calf, make it a little bit wider, maybe go from like 62 stitches or 64 stitches up to 70 or something, like grow a little bit before I bind off. But I'm going to show you the colors I got, because I got I basically got them all. So I got 2 of each of these. This one's Summer Camp. This one is Side Pony. I mean, they're fun. They're not the most quality yarns, but they're going to be perfect for Christmas gifts. And people can hand wash them. I got Rugby Player. Let's see what else we got in here. Oh, this is a fun one. I got Hamburger. I think these are going to be really fun. Elvin's going to enjoy those. Let's see what else we got. Oh, and last but not least, Test Pattern. So I got a nice pile of them. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 5. And I spent less than $50 on all 10 balls. So I got 2 of each, 10 balls. So that's pretty awesome. And I got free shipping, of course, too. So I thought, have a little bit of yarn fun. I spend so much time making yarn that I rarely buy myself yarn, and self-striping yarns are like my guilty pleasure. So I ended up doing that. All right, well, let's talk about some Maddfuzzy yarns. I guess it's been a while since I kind of introduced Maddfuzzy, so I might take a second to do that as well. So Maddfuzzy started a few years ago. It is a company that was born out of the idea that a lot of the yarn you buy is not locally sourced, it's not sustainably produced, and it's definitely not traceable. So when you order a hank of berry yarn online, I didn't like that I didn't know my sheep. So I was going to local farms, and on shearing day I will get the fleeces right off the sheep. I skirt them there and put them in tubs and drive these tubs anywhere from 25 pounds to 100 pounds at a time up to a mill and a roof stick. And then I specify what kind of yarn I want, how much twist I want it, whether I want it single, double, 4-ply, so on and so forth. And then I wait like 4 months, and then I get all my yarn back on cones. I hank it all myself and then hand dye it. So when I talk about my yarns, I know where each of these bases came from as far as the farm specifically. And yeah, so I'm gonna go through. I got some fun colors. These will be in my Etsy shop. If you're watching this, they're there. So, and I'm also gonna send out an e-newsletter to all of you to let you know about the colors if you want to see them again. Oh my goodness, Kitten is just yelling. She's like desperation screaming on the other side of this door. I feel like a bad person, but at the same time, she kind of made her own bed. Like, I tried to let her be in here, but she was just all over everything. She was like taking down my backdrop. She was messing with my cords. She was playing with a piece of styrofoam on the floor. It's just, I'm too distractible. I can't have this happen. So, all right, let's check out some yarn. I'm over here. So I am going to start with, I've got three bases going in my shop. I've got Wearever, which is East Frisian, 80% East Frisian, which is a milk sheep out of Whitefield, Maine from Fuzzy Udder Creamery, and 20% Firestar nylon, which gives it a little sparkle. On that base, I have this one, which is Countryside. Countryside is making a comeback. So I've got Countryside, and I've got 4 hanks of this. So if you did want to make a sweater, I do have enough of that. Let's see here. On my 100% Clune Forest base, I sourced the Clune Forest from a farm in Palermo, Maine. I've got a couple things. This is a new color. This is called Day Sale. So this one is going to go up in the shop. It's nice, squishy, DK weight yarn. It's just so plump and so nice. And soft. It actually it's the softest base I produce, the Clune Forest. I also, on my Clune Forest, have another new color. This is called Wallflower. And it's just this mauvey purple with the greens. It's that sunshine outside. It's got me all distracted. And the little cat paw that just keeps poking under the door. She's getting desperate. Like, I can hear and see her pushing against it. Oh my God. All right. I also have a new color. This is a new one on my Clune Forest. This is Bears That Care. And it is this pastel-y, hot pinky, purpley goodness. And because I liked Bears That Cared so much, and I love it on this Clune Forest, I also dyed it on my 100% Texel and Icelandic cross wool. So it's a Texel and Icelandic cross sheep, and I did a single ply. And this is a fingering weight to sport weight single ply, much like a Lopi yarn. It's got a really big halo to it. As you can see, it's like a Lopi, but it's much thinner. So I did Bears That Care on that one as well. And you can see the halo here. It's quite the halo. So it's Bears That Care on both of those. And then I have Golden Hair Surprise. I went a little Sister Golden Hair Surprise crazy and put it on all 3 bases. So if you're looking in the shop for it, I have it on the 100% Clune Forest DK. I've got it on my East Frisian Wearever base, the sport weight with the nylon. And then I also have it on the 100% Icelandic Texel cross. So, get on there. So, yeah, those will be in the shop. if you want to check them out. And I hope to be putting more stuff up soon. I'm actually in the process of dyeing up a bunch of yarn. Heavenly Yarns, which was my local yarn shop in Belfast before I moved here to Hope. Helen, it's got an amazing shop. I tell you, one of the best. She's going to be doing, to kind of draw people in, a pop-up show in her parking lot. So next Saturday, which is, let me check the calendar. I have actually no idea what day next Saturday is. A week from today. Saturday the 30th, I will be in her parking lot in Belfast, right between the Belfast Co-op and her shop. There's a little parking lot, and I'm going to be set up there selling yarn, hopefully in the sunshine. I'd prefer not to pull out my pop-up tent, but I will be there, face mask on, and so excited to talk to people. If you have missed buying yarn in person, this is a great event. I will be out in the sunshine, and I hope to see you all if you're in the area. Yeah, cool, something to do. And so I'm dying of a storm for that. And yeah, I'll be out there doing those kinds of things. Oh my God, Kitten, she's getting so angry. So angry. I wonder if when I open the door, she'll attack me. I doubt it. So, all right, well, that's everything. That's the yarn. If you want to see more pictures of the yarn, do sign up for my Maddfuzzy email. I have an e-newsletter that goes out before my updates, and I like to show pictures of all the yarns so you can kind of look through it and see if you would like to see it there again. And so that brings me to the end of my knitty content. Not bad. Sorry if it felt a little rushed. I just have so much to talk to you about today. And I wanted to save time for the Homestead and Craft. So I signed up for a really amazing farm share. And if you are in, say, the Mid-Coast area, because they do pickups as far inland, I believe, as Augusta and Waterville. But if you're in the area, Daybreakers Growers Alliance, and you can Google that. They've got a really amazing website that you can order through and whatnot. But it's, I think, 7 or 8 farms in the area, including the dairy farm I used to work at. And they, basically they put together a CSA. You buy a share, and they put together CSA from 8 different farms. So I'll add things like veal or beef to it, or they have a fruit share in the summer. I've added a bunch of cheeses to it. And last pickup, they had fiddleheads, and then they had an add-on to add more fiddleheads. So I added on. I got a pound in the share, and I added on 3 more pounds. So I had 4 pounds of I had 4 pounds of fiddleheads. We're doing really good. And my friend Ashley and I got together, and we canned in her kitchen because I operate on a hot plate, and canning it's not going to be the best in my tiny kitchen. So we did it at her house. I gave her half of the fiddleheads for her help in the whole matter, and for making her kitchen a complete mess. So I filmed that, me and her, and I'm going to add that in right here, right now, and I hope you enjoy my first homestead and craft section in a long time. Hey, it's Marta from Maddfuzzy. This is my friend Ashley. Hi! We're at her house, and we're making pickled fiddleheads today. So I want to take you along on kind of the adventure and show you how we do it. So these are fiddleheads. They are native to the area. It's originally some kind of a fern. It's their little beginning stems. And I got these through a farm share that I do with Daybreakers Growers Alliance. And Ashley here is taking off all the little ends, and then we'll blanch them. All of our blanched beauties. We blanch them because fiddleheads are actually toxic when they're raw. So we cook them a little bit because we're not going to reboil them. So we're sanitizing the jars. So we have put pickling spice, crushed red pepper. In some of them I put dill seed. We put big cloves of garlic in all of them. And now we are packing the jars as full as we possibly can with the fiddleheads. So we brought a mixture of vinegar and pickling
And then and have turned them upside down. And hopefully they will take a seal.
I hope you enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun making it. So that brings me to pretty much the end of this episode. Not too much going on in my personal life at the moment, besides working really hard on my business and getting more weekly updates, and of course filming more podcasts for you, which is super exciting. I've been trying to get outside as much as I possibly can. I wore shorts for the first time yesterday and had my glowing white legs on display. It's always rough those first couple of times. You're like, the beacons are lit. Gondor calls for aid. But they should tan in nicely. I am Greek, so I do tan fairly easily. We'll see what happens. Trying to think of anything else that's too exciting in my life. Besides eating my farm share every 2 weeks, that's kind of like my highlight. I've been cooking great local food. I have been dying in my kitchen and really enjoying having my own space. I went out to New Beet Farm today to finally pay them for all of the fiber I have taken. I have actually taken about 80 pounds from them. That's my BFL cross, and so I want to go out there and give them some money, which actually ended up them taking some yarn. So that worked out really well. It was great to see them. They have a little baby new beet on the way. It's funny, she's past due, and she's like, well, it could happen any time now. I was like, we should get your yarn sorted out fast before pick your yarn now while you're still. Anyways, I digress. It was great to see them, but yeah, I'm just hanging out. I'm gonna sign off here. I'm gonna go get my drink. I'm gonna go sit in the sun and do some knitting and let the cat back in before she plots my murder in the hallway. But it was great talking to you. I love always coming to you and giving a second to update you on everything. And I can't believe that I'm actually on a 2-week podcasting schedule. I don't think I've done this since year one. And I'm sorry there wasn't a whole lot of chitter chatter today. Also I wanted to say, if you're still here, you obviously have some interest in the podcast and whatnot. I'm trying to make Maddfuzzy a little bit better. I've noticed a small downturn in my subscribers. I haven't really been adding new subscribers. I haven't really been working on my content other than sitting here and talking to you about what I knit. And so I really enjoy if you had some suggestions on how I can make my podcast more interesting and more inclusive, and how to get people interested in Maddfuzzy. If you got any ideas, let me know. I would love to hear them. I'm, getting my podcast going again here and coming to you more regularly. So I'm going to have to find more content, especially if I go back to work and I'm not knitting as much as I am right now. So I would love some input. I'm asking. It's been a couple years here at Maddfuzzy, and I'm wondering, what would you like to see? What can I do different? What do I need to change? What bothers you? What do you like? So if you've got a few minutes to give me some feedback, I would really like to hear it. So I would appreciate it. Just let me know. Awesome. Well, I hope you've had a good time with me. I have had a great time talking to you, and I hope all of you are well and safe and happy and enjoying your summer activities as summer kicks off here. It is Memorial Day weekend. Can you believe it? I can't believe I'm not working. It's like one of the busier weekends of the year for me, but oh well, I'm going to enjoy it. I might even get a swim in. We have a pond right across the street, so yeah, I should stop talking about going outside and actually go outside. So thank you. It was great talking to you. Have a great day, evening, whatever. And as always, enjoy your knitting. Bye.